Do not give in to fear. We are fearless. This is not the time to be afraid. This is a time to stand up and fight back and to resist any temptation for them to divide us. We're in this together. The rule of law is on our side, and the one institution that has stood by our side is the courts. We will not give in, not give up. We will not capitulate. We will not bow. We will not bend. We will survive.
Multiple rallies and protests today. This one outside the federal building on Alameda was declared an unlawful assembly. Violence erupted as a group moved from City Hall to this location where the National Guard had been staging. At one point, there were 6,000 protesters in the streets. We saw tear gas being thrown, objects thrown at officers, and multiple people being detained.
We also saw a group get on the freeway just before 4 o'clock this afternoon where protesters blocked traffic on the 101 for some time. That has since been cleared by CHP officers. Then we saw this. Multiple Waymo cars lit on fire. Again, these are driverless vehicles there in downtown L.A. We have team coverage for you on these ongoing demonstrations. NBC4's crews following the protests, immigration enforcement, as well as other angles.
And let's go ahead and start with our News Chopper 4. Roland Spruill is up. He is monitoring the situation from the air. Roland.
Kathy, we just pulled overhead, and the scene here, very chaotic. This is at the corner of Los Angeles and Arcadia. This is just north of the 101 freeway, and as you can see, we came across what appear to be at least 3 to 4 vehicles that are on fire. Now, there were reports earlier that these were Waymo vehicles. We can't confirm that. Actually, as you can see from our point of view, these vehicles are fully engulfed in flames right now, so it's hard to tell exactly what they are. But if they are, in fact, Waymo vehicles, they are powered by lithium-ion batteries. We just saw one of them just before you came to us with a small explosion, perhaps an indication of a little bit of thermal runaway. The firefighters refer to it as thermal runaway. These things can burn for a very long period of time. No indication of LA City Fire Department on the scene, of course, because of the situation being very unstable with the protesters and so forth down there. It's quite possible fire department may have to wait for force protection from LAPD or perhaps the CHP to come in there and have their backs, so to speak, while they try and get this fire under control. But so far, no indication of any fire. There have been no reports of any injuries at this location. Again, this at the corner of Arcadia and Los Angeles. Guys?
Yeah, lithium-ion fires, as you know, Roland, being a former firefighter, are extremely, extremely dangerous with temperatures that can reach up to 2,000 degrees in these cases. So even if they were there, these are very difficult fires to put out. Talk about the situation there on the ground in terms of numbers. You know, we know that you left for a moment to go refuel. Now that you're back, have you seen the crowds move? Have they diminished? What are you seeing from your vantage point?
From this vantage point, we see a very significant number of people still on this Los Angeles Street overpass. Everybody just seems to be watching the fires right now, that being the main focus of this area right now. I don't see a whole lot of law enforcement on Arcadia Street or on Los Angeles, but that doesn't mean that they're not there. It's just that there's just a massive number of people that are down there, a lot of vehicles and so forth. But the focus, again, being on these Waymo vehicles, which our desk just confirmed. These are, in fact, Waymo vehicles. Now, my pilot asked me on the way over here, could these have ignited themselves? Absolutely not. These had to have been started intentionally by some individuals. These just don't, drive around exploding. So,
right.
Again, and you just noted, these things can burn at very, very high temperatures and burn for an extremely long period of time.
Yeah, it's filled the entire area right there with thick black smoke. How many cars did you see on fire?
Yeah, we pulled over and I saw there's at least 3 vehicles right there, and then there's potentially a 4th
get your tissues,
right there through the smoke.
And
but
go on Netflix
all of them completely
and
engulfed
see
in
Tyler
flames.
Perry's
Again, no indication
new
of
film,
LA City
Strong.
Fire Department or
Thank you for
any
listening.
LAPD
Like,
so
share,
far.
subscribe.
Again,
Please leave
these
a
appear to be
comment if you've seen the film,
vehicles that are
and if you liked
well
it or
engulfed
not,
in
give it a
flames.
thumbs up,
No
thumbs
reports of
down,
any
or what your
injuries or
opinion
anything.
is
People
about it.
just
I would love
standing
to
and
know.
looking
Thank
on.
you guys
Traffic,
once
on
again for
Arcadia,
supporting my
just kinda
channel.
easing by.
Please
You
share
got an
this
LAPD
and
ship that just flew
subscribe
into
to
our
my
shot
YouTube
there.
channel.
They are
Ariel
still
Enemy.
overhead and surveilling the situation and checking to see what in fact is going on. But as I pull out of the shot, maybe not as many people as there was earlier when we prior to us going to get fuel, but still a significant number of people down there on Los Angeles Street, guys.
And there are a number, Roland, of firehouses in that area, so it really speaks volumes about how tense the situation is down there, that we're not seeing any kind of firefighters there on the ground trying to put these out.
Right. This is right near a park, and if you're familiar with that park, that's right across the street. I think this building here is a historic building. Actually used to be, I think, a historic LA City fire station. And there's a park right across the street from here, so you can see there's a lot of trees, a lot of foliage down here that could quite possibly ignite. But right now, just the vehicles are burning.
Yeah, and I'm thinking also a danger to the public, too.
Yes.
Can they just burn themselves out and firefighters just leave it be? Or do you think that's too dangerous and they should be there?
It's a very good question, because thermal runaway with these lithium-ion batteries can do just about anything. Where I've seen them explode, not in a huge explosion, but a significant enough of an explosion that can send shrapnel and so forth in different directions.
Wow.
and potentially injure someone or possibly worse. So definitely a lot of people down there completely oblivious to what they're looking at and what the potential is.
Absolutely, and I guess it's all going to depend if those fires potentially catch on to any structures that are nearby. Our Roland Spruill up in News Shopper 4. Roland, thank you. We're going to stay with your shot. Right now we want to get to our Karma Dickerson. She's been covering this on the ground there in downtown LA. She joins us live now with more. Karma.
So, Jonathan, as you know, this has been unfolding over the course of hours, and it seems like hour by hour we're seeing something different unfold. Roland was going through what's happening with those cars on fire. It's getting a lot of attention and causing a lot of concern. I mean, take a look. At least 3 Waymo cars, we understand, are on fire. And law enforcement, to be clear, has declared that this is unlawful, that we are dealing with unlawful assemblies on the streets. They've asked people to clear these areas. Nevertheless, we still are seeing people continue to linger, not necessarily the massive crowds that we saw earlier over the course of the day, but while some people have gone home, some people have clearly stuck around, or even new people coming to the area. We did encounter some people that were asking about where exactly the protests were, where the action was, and so they were just now getting to downtown. We should say it is significantly quieter than what we saw earlier in the day. We want to show you what was unfolding on the 101 freeway. If you were anywhere around downtown or the interchanges today, you saw some element of this, even if it was just back-to-back traffic, because protesters entered the 101 near Los Angeles, right in that area near Alameda, bringing traffic to a standstill. Law enforcement trying to divert people off the freeway in either direction. At the same time, trying to get a handle on those protesters. When I say divert people off the freeway, I mean they were trying to get drivers out of the area. Some drivers having to back up, some drivers having to turn around to get off the freeway. Meanwhile, law enforcement was facing down, face-to-face standoff with protesters who had taken over the roadways, which is notable because law enforcement had shut down some of those on and off ramps in anticipation of people trying to get on the freeway. Nevertheless, the protesters made it on the freeway, and that was unfolding just shortly before 4 o'clock this afternoon. Those protests. Now, the 101 freeway has cleared. It's back open. Many of those people did seem to leave the area, but then again, we have the ongoing Waymo situation. We want to take you back a couple hours earlier. Again, things continue to change. These are protests going through the streets of downtown. People coming out, speaking out, and in some cases acting out against the immigration crackdowns that have happened throughout the community. People scared, people angry, and people want to make really clear that they oppose what has been going on. And so this is the rally leading up to what eventually ended in a protest on the 101 freeway. That clear at this point, but even as we are back out here on downtown streets, we can hear the helicopters circling. We know that there's law enforcement helicopters in the air and a lot of news helicopters trying to get eyes on what exactly is happening right now and where things are going next, because at that point, that's still unclear.
Karma, you mentioned that people are still showing up, still asking where the rally is going to be. How many people would you say you talked to? A group, or was it just a few people?
A couple of handfuls of people, two here, another person there, and another two. So I would say three distinct groups of people.
Dive into the magical world of Edwina's Bedtime Adventures by Ariel Williams. Join Edwina, the little hippo with a big imagination, as she drifts off to sleep and embarks on whimsical bedtime journeys. Whether she's saving the day as a brave firefighter, caring for patients as a nurse at Sunny Valley Hospital, or exploring the wonders of the jungle, Edwina's heartwarming tales will capture the imagination of young readers and spark endless bedtime giggles. This is an electronic book. You'll need an EPUB reader or PDF reader to enjoy this whimsical tale. Get your copy today at lulubooks.com or follow the link tree in profile to get your copy and let the adventure begin.
Gas Station Diaries by Adam King is a compelling collection of fictional stories drawn from the author's experiences working at a gas station during the tumultuous year of 2020. Set in the unassuming locale of Rainbow Land, the narrative unfolds in a place where time seems to stand still, yet unexpected drama and human encounters abound. This is an electronic book. You must upload an EPUB reader or a PDF reader to enjoy this book. Get your copy today at lulubooks.com and let the story unfold.
The Baker and the Handyman's Sweet Connection. In a quaint village nestled in a picturesque valley, there stood a small house in the shape of a mushroom. This whimsical home belonged to a young boy named Jamie, barely out of high school, who had a passion for baking. Inside, his cozy kitchen was always filled with the sweet aroma of cakes, cookies, and all sorts of delightful treats. What made his creation special was that each of his cakes was shaped like tiny mushrooms, a nod to his quirky home. Jamie's baking became the talk of the town. From birthdays to celebrations, everyone in the village adored his sweets.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
Sable's Song, A Siren's Journey to Joy. Once upon a time, in a small, worn-out town in Middle America, there lived a little child named Sable. Worn into poverty, Sable's body was frail, so thin that you could see her bones, but her heart was filled with an exuberance that not even hunger could dull. Sable was awkward, with dark, deep-set eyes that sparkled with innocence and wonder. Despite being born a boy, Sable always knew she was different. Inside her lived a girl, bright and effervescent, waiting to bloom.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
The Park of Secrets.
In the year 2060, near the heart of Florida, just a stone's throw from Disney World, stood a theme park unlike any other, a place known as the House of Secrets. It was a magical park, much like a state fair, filled with towering rides, carnival games, and parades that drew people from all over the world. But among the grand Ferris wheel and the colorful day parade, there was one attraction that outshined them all, the Parade Princess, a mesmerizing mermaid named Kenya. Kenya was a sight to behold. At 22 years old, fresh out of college, she had the kind of beauty that drew people to her like moths to a flame. Her brown skin glowed under the park lights, her hair a stunning mix of purple and pink that cascaded over her shoulders. Little pink hearts adorned her cheeks, and a ribbon of color stretched across her nose. But it wasn't just her beauty that made her special. Her eyes, big and almond-shaped, seemed to capture the hearts of everyone who saw.
Discover the magic of the Park of Secrets. Step into a world of wonder with the Park of Secrets, a heartwarming tale by Ariel Williams that will captivate your imagination. This enchanting story is now available exclusively on Lulu Books.
The Future, Daughters of Liberty, A New Dawn. In 2040, the United States was a fractured nation, still reeling from the fallout of Project 2025. the catastrophic policy that had allowed a resurgence of systemic oppression. The Deep South had seceded once more, forming the antebellum republic, where human trafficking, racial inequality, and gender oppression became tragically normalized. The Second Civil War erupted as the rest of the nation sought to free those trapped in this dystopian regime. After years of bloodshed, Kamala Harris had finally led the Union to victory, restoring a fragile sense of hope. But the battle scars ran deep, especially in places like Louisiana, where the remnants of a broken society still lingered.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
A Dying Planet, The Last Harvest.
In the year 2060, Earth is a shadow of its former self, choked by pollution, endless concrete, and abandoned by nature. Only a small fishing village by the sea has managed to preserve the planet's last untouched forest. In this dying world, June and Win, two young girls and the last children in their village, cling to the remnants of hope and innocence. Win roams the forest, collecting the season's last harvest, while June sings songs that echo with a haunting beauty through the village.
Get your digital copy today at lulubooks.com and experience the adventure in EPUB or PDF format. Make sure you have a compatible reader to dive into this unforgettable journey. Don't miss out, unlock the secrets, and let the story begin.
I told you. What did I tell you? Didn't I tell you? 'Cause I told you. And when did I tell you? A long time ago. And what did I say will happen when I told you? Exactly what just happened.